All right, YouTubers, we've got us another oil change on this 2005 G6 GT Pontiac. Again, let's open the hood. Let's start with that first. Pop the oil cap open and jack it up. Okay, this one's easier to get to. Let's climb down here. Get a flashlight. I'm gonna show you something. There's the drain plug right there, and it's kind of messed up, so let's see if it gives us any problems. And here's the filter. But these cars, I guess, are known for killing them starters by that oil sensor up there. I don't know if you can see it back there behind the starter. Can't really push, but if you look through there, back there, oil pressure sensor, I guess. You can barely see it back there. See it? See if we can zoom in. That sucker, that's all wet. And it's leaking all over that starter, and eventually it'll kill that starter. That's what was one of the problems this car had when I got it. But anyway, let's do the oil change and then we'll deal with that sensor later. Okay, I was gonna use a wrench, but seeing that drain plug is kind of messed up, I have to use a ratchet and get a better grip. Now I'm not gonna use a funnel, so y'all can see what a mess I make. Yeah, it doesn't even want to go in there. It's a 13 millimeter, but that nut's so messed up. I think we're gonna have some issues. Let me try a wrench. Okay, I tried a wrench and the wrench wouldn't grab. It kept slipping, so I got this half-inch socket with a half-inch ratchet, and try to break it loose with that. And I'm gonna try to break it loose with that. There we go. Dang. I'm gonna leave the socket in there. Let's see if we don't make a mess here. We're good. Now let's clean this off and inspect that gasket. If it's torn up, replace it, or you'll probably leak. That one's gonna need replacing here pretty soon, but it's still good. Make sure that one doesn't fall in there. Sometimes when I do oil changes, I take this off and I go to put it in and it's missing that gasket or washer, and it'll be down in the pan. Some don't have it and some do, so just make sure you watch for that. Just let that drain. And I've got the jack standing in the way, or I'd open the, if I can open the, I think I can, that filter. Alright, let me grab my tool. I could have done both of them at the same time, but I had to go get my filter tool. I'm going to try this one, see if it'll go in there. I've never really used these, but let's give it a whirl. Huh, that's pretty cool. I was going to use this one, but I wanted to try that one. Alright, let's see. Let me jack up the car a little bit, because I think it's, you know what, I'll use the funnel to direct it in that direction, because yeah, I would have made a mess. I'm just a little bit off. It would have fell on the corner and dripped on the floor. Whoa! Boy, almost dropped it. It's like I caught it in the air. Okay, let's leave that funnel there. Okay guys, according to Google, this car takes 4 quarts. We can probably get a little bit more in there, but we'll see. Okay, this gentleman brought a AC Delco filter. That's his preference. And we're gonna use Valvoline 1030. That's what he brought. So I don't question it. I just do it. And again, put a little oil on the gasket. And again, make sure this gasket came off from the old one. Sometimes it'll stay stuck up there. Okay, this time we'll clean up here. Just make sure there's no kind of debris up there, and there's not. There usually isn't, but like I said, sometimes that gasket will stay stuck up there, and you want to make sure you take it off or you're gonna have a leak. And now I'll take off my gloves so I can hand tighten it. And that's all you need. Just give it a good hand tightening. And that feels good right there. Now let's put that plug in. Okay, follow. Get out of the way there. It's barely dripping anything now. Okay, now I'll wipe that little drip. So okay, let's go ahead and tighten it up. Hope my big old head's not in the way. And right there, snug. You don't want to go too crazy. And you'll leave that there, so the guy that does it next won't have hell. Nah, just kidding. You gotta take that sucker off. There, we're done down there. Okay, I used some brake clean and I cleaned it up here. Look how clean that starter looks now. I forgot to turn on my vent fans and I got higher than a kite. I don't know if you can see that sensor back there. No, it's hard to see. It's real clean now. Let's zoom in. See, that's where it's leaking from that sensor, pressure sensor. We'll have to pull the starter off and change that out. All right, I'm gonna put the oil in it and leave it up like this to see if there's any leaks. All right, that's a 5 quart jug, and I lift 1 quart. And no leaks. Nope, everything looks good. So let's bring it down. Let's put it even and check the oil. But before we check the oil, I'm gonna put the cap on it and I'm gonna start the vehicle and let some oil run into the oil filter. Just for about 10 seconds or so. Okay, I turned it on for about 5-7 seconds or so. And don't go with the first reading because it's gonna have oil everywhere, see? And when it's new oil, it's kind of hard to see because it's new and it's real clear. See, it still needs some. Might take 4.5 quarts. I'll put another 1/2 quart. Let's see what happens. Check that out. So I would say 4.5 quarts. Now we can take this off, put the cap, and we're done. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it on this one. I asked the gentleman, he said he didn't mind it. And that's what we put on this car. And like I said, you can make that smaller, put it somewhere where no one will see it. I personally don't put it on my nice cars, but if I got an old car, I'll put it on there. But I don't like the way that looks, but this guy doesn't mind. He said, go ahead and put it up there so he'll know. But yeah, if I would put it on one of my cars, I'd hide it somewhere like there or something like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all there is to it. Like always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you, and God bless you.